Okay, so here we have yet another kitten. Now, just like the last one that I caught, this little kitten had a severe... okay, we're going to move you away from here now. Had a severe infection of the eyes. No, Jones, go away from the kitten. Had a severe infection of the eyes, which led to both eyes being stuck completely shut. And as you can see, they don't look good. I've pried both eyes open. And put them on a heating pad in this cage here. See that? That's a heating pad right there. It's on full. I'm going to lower it in a little while once it's gotten hot. Put him in this cage with... Joan! Maybe we should be doing a take 2 here. Get lost. Got him on a heating pad with a nice little can of Fancy Feast substituting as a water bowl. These are great little water bowls. They're stable, they do not rust, and they're cheap. I mean, if you feed your fat cats Fancy Feast, and they will get fat if they eat Fancy Feast, then these are a great way to give your ferals just a little bit of water, a tiny little bowl that'll easily fit into a cage without being constantly knocked over. Although if they paw at it, it will topple over. That's why I like to just half fill it. And I got him some Royal Canin cat food here. I don't have special kitten food, but it's what I got. Now, this is not the first time I've actually caught this kitten. I caught him a few days ago, him or her, I don't know. And he bit the heck out of me. I mean, I had to run straight to the doctor. Now, the bite was not big, but it was deep and it was 45 seconds long. Meaning that the cat was gripping my poor little fingers. You can't even see anything's wrong now. My poor, see that little dot right? I don't think you can see it on film. Well, anyway, it hurt. Guy, no. Okay, get off. What is with you? Anyway, get lost. Anyway, he bit me really hard, and I mean like screaming out curses hard. It was bad. And I decided to let him go at that point because, frankly, it really hurt, and I did not know what to do at that moment. I did not think that my finger was going to be in any shape to take care of another animal. So I'm on antibiotics now, Augmentin, 875 mg once a day. And, you know, I'm feeling a lot better, and there's no infection. And I see this little kitty still with his eyes stuck closed, so I grab him. And I've given him some ointment. Now, he bit me again, but this time just grazed me. Just like a little thing on my thumb there. I think it was on my thumb. Doesn't even hurt anymore. And I've got him all set up here. Now, tomorrow we're going to go to the vet. Now, the one thing that worries me is that yesterday, or the other day, when he bit me, that 45-second grip is very unusual. Usually when cats bite, they bite like really, really fast. They bite and jump back, or they bite and then run away, or they bite like multiple times in a second. A long grip like that is a symptom, although not necessarily, but it's very possibly a symptom of a nerve disorder. All right, Jones. And stay out of a nerve disorder, possibly caused by one of several things. The first is rabies, although that's not at all common in my area. I think that the last confirmed case of rabies in any animal or person in my part of Israel, in Jerusalem, was 3 or 4 years ago at least. And even then it was a rare occurrence. But there is a rabies epidemic going on up north right now, so it's possible. More likely is, I believe in English it's called feline distemper, ktten in Hebrew. And it ain't a fun disease. In fact, it's completely fatal, certainly in a street cat, as is, of course, rabies. Tomorrow we're going to be heading to the vet, and, you know, if he has a fatal disease, I'll make sure that her last hours are pleasant, during which she gets good food and is in a warm spot before we have her put down, you know, because there's no point in letting her die cold and alone on the street, or even in a cage, since she's clearly absolutely terrified of people. Here, see, even look at that. Even my hand being nearby freaks her out, and I don't want to do that. What I also don't want to do is risk infection of my other pets, and of any other animals. I mean, if she has rabies, it only takes one case of rabies to bring on a full-on epidemic. But far more likely is that all we've got here is a case of feline distemper or something similar, which causes neurological conditions in the end stage and is irreversible when it gets to that stage. I was once bit by a cat in the same way, and the diagnosis in the end was that. So we're going to be going to the vet tomorrow. And best case scenario for this cat, you know, I'll keep her in here for another couple days, during which I'll treat the eye infections and hopefully avoid getting cut into little pieces by this little psychopath. And she'll be released back to her mother, maybe even vaccinated. And depending on her condition, whether, you know, it allows vaccination. And worst case scenario, you know, she gets a good ending, which is much more than she had now, because so far she's been living on the street, barely eating, barely drinking, completely blind. So far, although she doesn't feel like it, because she's having, you know, she's freaked out right now. I mean, she is scared out of her mind. Here, putting my hand nearby, and she's freaked. But she doesn't know it, but her day is already getting better. I mean, no matter what happens, the future holds better things now than it did 20 minutes ago. So what I do now is I have her in her cage, and I have her on her heating pad, and I'm going to turn on the air purification system right here. And I'm going to put it on high, one medium and high, and close the lid. And now what you hear there is the sound of the fan here. You can feel the air coming out of here. That you can, but I can't. Is the air being purified. So this cat, its odds of infecting any other animals in my home are reduced because all the air is being sucked out of here. And I'm going to drape a towel over this now. All the air is being sucked out of her rig, out of her cage, and sucked into this machine. Now what that means is that she's constantly getting fresh air from outside the cage through the vents. And the air leaves the machine. It goes in here, and it leaves the machine out through here like this, in here, out here, clean, free of any viruses or bacteria. This thing works at 6,000 volts inside, whereas a bacteria and a virus, yeah, 1,000 volts is going to kill them a good 95 to 100% of the time. So this cat, the odds of this cat infecting one of my other animals is greatly reduced. I'm also making sure to only handle with latex gloves and wash my hands after handling, after touching the cage, and after touching anything in the area. So yeah, you know, the safety of my animals is of course the number one concern. But everything's good. Oh, and if she does have rabies, I am fully vaccinated, so I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the local animals, and of course about my neighbors, but I doubt it's that. Anyway, stay tuned for updates. Bye-bye.